All right, welcome everybody. My name is Matt Mullen, and if you want to talk about some emails, you're in the right place because this is day number one, session number one of our special Raptive sponsored mastermind, how to make money with email. How many of you have taken my course or joined me in a mastermind previously? Let me know down in the chat. I see Rosemary, welcome, or buongiorno. I guess it's buonasera where you are, or my Italian isn't pretty awesome, as you can tell. I was close. All right. Glad that you were able to make it. So no repeats besides Rosemary. And it was a long time ago, wasn't it, that we worked together. So I'm glad that you're here. Let's dive in. I have, as any professional would, my mom told me that I would have, I needed to have a PowerPoint presentation if I wanted to be professional. And, I do what mom says. So here we go. Let me share my screen. All right, this is me. All right. So a couple of quick things. I live in Arizona, as I was mentioning, and this is my family here. The kid on the right, he is 25 years old and is going to make me a grandpa in 2 weeks. So that's pretty exciting. And my wife and I are debating whether we're going to be called grandma and grandpa, or I don't know, pops or Gigi or something like that. So if you have any cool ideas for grandparent names, let me know. And then the one on the furthest left, she's the one with the dog. She's married, lives in California. And then my baby right there, that's a few years ago. She is getting married here shortly too. So we're empty nesters full on, and we love it. So why am I talking to you about email? What do I know about email? Well, I've been working with email for, gosh, the last 25 years, I think. But most recently, before doing what I'm doing now, I was the chief marketing officer for a daily deal website. Remember back in when Groupon clones were all the rage? Well, we had a Groupon clone, and email was really important to us because we had no budget to speak of, none. We were completely bootstrapped. And so we did for about 10 years, every year we could count on at least $10 million in revenue directly from the email, and probably more that wasn't attributed to the emails. So excited about that. It was an important part of our business. As part of that, I learned a ton. I learned, just so much about what it takes to be successful with email. And then my wife and I launched our a little side hustle in 2016, a Disney-related website, a Disney cruise. It was just a fun thing that we did. And using the tactics that I'm going to share with you today, after 2 years, we went from 0, registered domain name, to 40,000 email subscribers. Now, for some of you, that's chump change, right? But for us, that was a big deal and a big important part of our, start from scratch kind of strategy. Since that time, I've been fortunate to work with some of the top content creators in the space, bloggers, influencers, podcasters, YouTubers, you name it, and all about content creation and helping them to know what to send that will get opened and clicked, how to make money with their list, which is why you are here, and list growth, which will be our topic for today, which I'm going to get into in just a second. Before I go too far, though, a few housekeeping things. Look, this is a Zoom call. You know the deal. Mute yourself when you're not talking. Please do show your face when you feel comfortable. It gives me a lot of energy to know that somebody is out there on the other side. And then ask questions down in the chat. Just let me know. This is going to be a small group. In fact, I had to turn people away that wanted in. Raptive intentionally wants us to keep these masterminds small and tight so we can help each other, and I can help you individually, even in a mastermind session. If you are serious about making money with your list, I hope you are. That's why you signed up for this. 5 days in a row. Give me the 5 days, okay? Give me an hour each of the 5 days, and then do the bite-sized homework that I suggest. Look, I can't do one size fits all perfectly, but my kind of template approach will help you if you are stuck, okay? And it can probably be applied to what you're doing. Why? Because I have seen this movie before. There's not very many things in email, and I challenge you to stump me, okay? Some of you, I've looked at your websites, and maybe it's a little bit of a different thing than what I'm going to do here, but we can be smart, and we can apply these tactics and the basic fundamentals of what I know and have learned over the years to your business. So if you'll stick with me and do the homework, you can have transformational change for Q4. I promise. I have tons of testimonials to back that up. Lots of track record here, but you gotta go with me on this journey. I will be recording these, as you can see, and I'll be posting them in the Facebook group. So if you missed something, and if you're watching the recording back, treat it like you've signed up to join me live, because doing this and just concentrating for the next week on email. I know you got 800 other things to do in your life. I get it, but we can make some hay. All right, let's move on. Guess what? Raptive is, I have a course. It's called Email on Autopilot. It is $500. Raptive is including that for you here, okay? I cannot cover everything in this mastermind. I can't go through the step-by-step technical stuff. This course covers strategy and technical. There is definitely overlap. I take my best principles and I teach them. But with this course, you'll have this as a resource even when we're not masterminding together. All right. So somebody go grab that. I'm going to drop the link here in the code. Somebody go grab it right now. Make sure I set up that coupon code correctly. I'm not going to mention this too many more times. It's on you if you want the free course that Raptive is giving. And I say, why not? Right. Thank you, Raptive. Also, lastly, if you have not done so, please join the Facebook group. If you're okay with Facebook, please do, because I'll be sharing recaps in there. I'm going to have you share some homework in there where other people can comment. I mean, Jen is committed to read all y'all's emails, and she can't see them unless you put them into the Facebook group. So thank you, Jen, by the way. And we can help each other out. All right, let's get to this. I have, this is really on my mind right now, more than probably ever before. I'm more excited about email and the opportunities to make money with email than I ever have been. I think the space is changing, and I don't have this in the slides, so just go with me on this diatribe for a second. Here's what we know. I don't even have notes on this. I'm winging this part, but I am excited. The reasons that I'm excited. Stuff is changing. AI is impacting our businesses. We have opportunities to make money in email that were not there even 6 months ago. More and more platforms are coming out with a commitment to provide sponsorships. Ads in newsletters is now a thing. Yes, it's been a thing before, but it was not well done and it didn't pay well. That is changing. We are at this point right now where this landscape, I personally believe that newsletters are the new blogs. What do I mean by that? Think about what's going to happen when the cookies go away. Where will advertisers turn to know as much as possible about a user? Well, Raptive is doing a great job with their email newsletter or email identity service. Read up on that. You're going to want to, and I can post a link to that in the Facebook group when I go look it up. And follow along with what Raptive is telling you there. That you'll make more money in the long run. That's another thing that's changing, is that Raptive and other ad networks are looking hard at email and they're investing in it, AKA not just this mastermind, not just this course, but the identity service, Slickstream. Raptive's putting their money where their mouth is. Why? Why are they doing that? Read the tea leaves, because they also see it as an opportunity when cookies go away. On top of that, our business revenue streams are changing. There are new opportunities. If you're in the food space, for example, meal plans and cookbooks can be delivered digitally easier than ever before as revenue streams. You can also, I don't know, you can do print on demand cookbooks where you don't actually have to go to a publisher. You can do it yourself and then sell it to your newsletter list, right? So in that, I'm just using food as an example. It goes on and on and on. I'm as excited about it as I've ever been. I'm as busy as I've ever been. People are excited, so I hope you are too. So I'm going to skip all this why you need to build your list stuff, okay? And I'm just going to skip all this other preamble stuff. And I'm just going to get to, well, I want to talk about the technical stuff. before I go too far, this is the first question I always get. The strategies that I'm going to share with you, the tactics that I'm going to suggest that you employ can be done on most email software platforms. Okay, so I'm not telling you to go get a particular platform. The platform you're on may work just fine, and meaning may work with my ideas just fine. If you are struggling with it, however, this kind of relates to that course. I'm not shy about it. I like ConvertKit. I'm an affiliate for ConvertKit. I recommend ConvertKit if you are on the fence. If you're a DIYer, you know what to do. You can handle these. When I give you a suggestion about how to a strategy, you know how to go implement it great on whatever platform. If you're stuck and you're platform agnostic, maybe give ConvertKit a try, because with that course, Email and Autopilot, it is half strategy and half how to set it up in ConvertKit. Okay, so now that you probably knew this before. If you knew anything about me, you know I'm a ConvertKit honk. But I'm just going to leave that there. If you decide to do it, you get 30 days free. You don't even have to put in a credit card, and you could go along with my suggestions and be building as you go. All right, enough about that. Let's get in. Let's dive in. All right, first I want to start by sharing with you the not so secret secret. Backing up just a minute. If we want to use our email, our newsletter to make money, the most important thing is to have a big audience. I don't think I'm revealing anything big here. This is not the secret. I'm telling you why I'm starting with this secret. List growth is paramount to making money with email. So that's why I'm starting with that today. I promise, get into all the other ways to monetize with your list. In fact, there will be one session that is just a fire hose of ideas and examples of things I have done, things my clients have done, things that people I've never met have done to make money with email. So get ready for that. But it doesn't work if you don't have anybody on your list. Okay. If you struggle to grow your list, or you think you're pretty awesome at it, stick with me here. This is my superpower. All right. So the not so secret to list growth is what I'm about to share with you. But first, I want to introduce you to my friend Martha. So Martha and I were hanging out at her house, and we were having a lovely conversation as she was, she had a glass of milk there, and as she was hanging out on her nondescript laptop, she turns to me. She says, Matt, I got a hankering. I am really hungry. And I'm like, me too. She says, but it's not for just anything. It's something very specific. You all know what it is. She's got a glass of milk there, right? So it's obvious. Play along. What did she want? That's right. She said, I would love some curried tuna salad. That sounds amazing to me. And I'm like, me too. The problem is neither one of us knew how to make curried tuna salad. So what did we do? Well, she had her laptop there. So she typed in curried tuna salad, and presto, up comes this result. There are three, the first two results are the same link. Well, it must be pretty good. So Martha, of course, clicks on it. And there's a recipe. The curried tuna salad looks fantastic. And she clicked jump to recipe, and there was a recipe card. So she made that recipe for me. We devoured it. It was delicious. Best curried tuna salad of our lives. So then what did we do? Did we tell all our friends? Did we print off the recipe? Did we bookmark this for later use? No. What did Martha do? She bounced. She had to get back to work. There was something wrong with the kids. She had a good Netflix show to get to. I don't know. Doesn't matter. She was gone. Why? Because we know that next time Martha gets hungry, what does she want? What's she going to do? All she has to do, I call this transaction mode. She knows that next time she gets hungry, she can just go to Pinterest or Google or ChatGPT, and she's going to get a pretty decent result. Okay. When they're in transaction mode, do they care about you? By the way, do you all remember the name of the recipe creator? What was the URL? Did you notice? Did you even notice the brand? So Martha didn't, and she won't remember. So the not so secret is your existing traffic is your bet. All right, Michelle. All right, another 100 points. Michelle's just trying to win, okay? You guys are going to have to up your game if you want to compete with Michelle, I can tell. But the secret is your existing traffic is your best source of list growth. The person that's on your content in that moment, that's the time to get them onto the list. That is why these things do not work. Sign up for my newsletter. Sign me up. Get our best recipes weekly, plus a free download of 13 convenience food. Want useful tips, stories, and giveaways in your inbox? No. Martha doesn't want any of that. Martha wanted a recipe. So what do? Here's what we need. We need an email hook. Look, I did not invent the concept of a lead magnet or an email hook. Many of you already have one. Okay, so let's do a little activity. What do you have? In the chat, let me know. Be bold. Let's share. It is a safe space. Justin's parole officer says nice things about him. He's very reformed, so we're all good. So it's a safe space. Let us know what your current email hook is. While you are typing, I will be talking. What makes a good email hook? My belief is that there are a few things. Number one, it should grab your target reader. So it should be relevant to what that person who is visiting your content is interested in. Second, probably most important, it should actually solve a problem that your reader has. Third, ideally, it should arrive in the inbox instantly. And fourth, it should showcase you as a subject matter expert. Now, there's lots of different types of email hooks, and I'll go to the chat here in a second to see what you all put. We got printables, downloadables, checklists, ebooks, courses, bonus content. Let's see what you all had. All right, we tips on plant care, printable meal planning calendar. Good, good. You use Facebook groups to grow our email list. Interesting, Ashley. Okay, well, I'm sure we'll talk more about that. Everybody, give Doug a hug. He's okay. It's okay. We're going to solve it, Doug. Free copy to the clean eating detox. All right. I need a detox from clean eating. I've been eating clean for way too long. I need to get off of that. It's been probably 24 hours of clean eating. It's well beyond my capacity. 27-page language learning success guide. Okay. And then a quick start guide to fermenting. Emily, I should have guessed that. All right. Let's talk about this. These are great. I love it. Are they working well for you? Okay. If they're working, awesome. That's fantastic. What I hope to do is to give you some ideas that maybe either improve or add to your success. The problem that I've found with most email hooks is that they take time and or skill and or money to create. And sometimes they just simply aren't that effective at attracting people that will eventually become super fans. For any of you who've done things like, I don't know, printables, you might feel me on this. When people grab and go and you never hear from them again. They're very transactional that way. They want the thing. That's why I don't particularly love ebooks as the main thing. Anyway, I'll go on these weird diatribes, probably about ebooks, probably about zucchini. Those two don't have anything related. It's just things that trigger me a little bit. Not that either of those are bad. It's how they're used. I'm going to give you an idea today that I hope will help you overcome these two main problems. And that is to use your existing content, stuff you already have. I don't want you to create anything new, and make a quick start guide. Now, one of you had already used that term quick start guide, so you're familiar with this. That's great. 100 points to you, Emily. I hope somebody's keeping track of the points. We have a quick start guide concept is simply this. This is a short series of emails that leads your newest readers to the best stuff that you have related to a problem that you can solve. Okay, so let's go through that example real quick. So Picture the Magic is our Disney related website. If you happen to go to Pinterest and you land on my Disney Cruise tips page, what do I know about you? Well, that you're probably going on a Disney cruise and it's probably your first. Otherwise, why do you need tips? So my quick start guide, delivered by pop-up, delivered by embedded forms, is what to expect on your first Disney cruise. That's my quick start guide. And then over the course of several days, they receive great content that brings them back to the website. Now, why does this work? Because it solves their next problem. This thing converts like crazy. Very, very high conversion rates. 0 complaints about a pop-up. Not annoying because it's actually helpful. So here's the trick. You use your existing content. Okay? You can probably see where I'm going with this. The homework assignment is probably going to be go make a new quick start guide. Even if you already have one, Emily, I'm going to invite you to make a new one. Basically, what we're going to do is you create a theme for this guide, and then you send 1 email per day for 3 to 5 days in a row. I love this regularity. When they sign up for a quick start guide, they're giving you permission to be in their inbox for 3 to 5 days in a row. Think about that. Martha doesn't know you. And now she, over the course of 3 to 5 days, when you're delivering awesome content that helps her out, she's starting to recognize your logo, your signature. She's clicking through. She's bumping around into other content. You are becoming a subject matter expert. Whereas before, you were a Google transaction. Each one of these lessons, I believe, should drive them back to your website for the reasons that I just explained. You don't have to give them all the information in each email. So basically, it's valuable content in an order that makes sense for them. The reason that this works is that when people are getting started with a topic, the very first thing that people do if they decide to go to Paris for the first time is they don't necessarily buy the Rick Steves guidebook, right? They ask their friend that's been to Paris and say, what should I do in Paris? Oh, I don't know. Go to the Eiffel Tower, go hear a concert at Saint-Chapelle. It's, go see that big one on the hill. They just need the quick hits. When we simplify a topic for people, make it easy for them to understand, we're doing them a big, big favor. And as I mentioned, you get to use your existing content. But Matt, all this content's already on my website. Can't they just find it there? Of course they can. But that's the point. They don't, and they won't. You don't do that. I don't do that. Nobody does that. That's just not how Google searching works. So here's the beauty of a quick start guide. Number 1, you save your readers a ton of time by making it easy for them to read your best stuff in the order that is right for them. In the process, you're becoming a subject matter expert, you're becoming a name, you're becoming a brand, and you're bringing them back to your website time and time again. In the process, while you're doing this awesome job, you're training them for future newsletters to open and click your stuff. So recap, solve your reader problem by helping her make sense of something new. 1 email lesson per day for 3 to 5 days in a row. This eye chart just kind of shows what this might look like, but basically it says that you deliver 1 per day after 24 hours or whatever. All right, now some of you are saying, all right, great, I get it, but I have a lot of different topics. I have recipes, and I have craft, and I have my my DIY stuff. Anybody like that? Well, I want you to think about this granularly. It comes back to this. Do not forget this principle. You're going to get sick of me saying this. Your existing traffic is your best source of list growth. So you just go to look at yourself and ask, what problem can I solve? What is your biggest channel? Is it your website? Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? What is your biggest source of traffic? Which post gets the most views? Which category gets the most views? Why are they there? Why did they Google Disney cruise tips? What's their motivation? And what is the core of their problem? And then lastly, what do you know that will help solve their problem? I'll bet you'd like to see some examples. I'm going to give them to you. I'm here to please. All right. Allie at Baking a Moment. She has so many baked goods on her website, but she focuses on soft cookies. Why? Because everybody loves cookies, especially soft ones. So 5 secrets for baking impossibly soft cookies is a great hook. Jansen is a former librarian, has an master's in librarian sciences, and she teaches parents how to instill a love of reading in their kids. So her topic is raising readers, secrets for creating a love of reading. This is Paleo Running Mama. She's got 5 secrets to paleo success. If you're starting a new diet, some people get tripped up on that, right? So when she can make that simple. Jessica has a DIY site where she's got stuff all over the place. She's got how to, she's got how to fix this fireplace, how to make these garage shelves, and on and on and on. So what she did is she did 5 secrets to transform your home on any budget, so that the weekend warrior can see her most common, her most helpful DIY projects. This one did great during the pandemic. Killer copycat recipes when people couldn't go out. Nami and Shen, they have 5 secrets to Japanese cooking. Making Japanese food is easier than you think. 5 secrets to healthy snacking. You can notice I'm using the word secrets a lot. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. So earlier this year in the United States, there was an egg shortage. Is that right? I'm getting that right? And so the Happy Chicken Coop took advantage of all the people that were wanting to start raising chickens with the Raising Healthy Chicken series. Here's another copycat recipe secret at copycat.com. Summer baking secrets on Sugar and Charm. Garden smarter, not harder. 5 tips to get you started for savvy gardening. You see this on and on and on, right? Ultimate spring recipe guide, desserts made easy, dinners made easy, easy air fryer, 5 days of easy air fryer recipes, 5 secrets to great, 12 perfect springtime salads, 5 days of slow cooker classics. Boy, I got a lot. 5 secrets to saving time and money at Disney World, summer recipe countdown. This one, succulents and sunshine. This is from Cassidy. Cassidy is she's a Raptive customer, user, just like us. And she's very active in the Facebook groups. You might see her around, especially when if you mention email, because she loves email. And she sells a course. Well, she has a free email series that leads you to, where she shares all this really great content, and then it leads you to a paid thing. So this will not be the last time you hear about Cassidy. 5 secrets to starting your garden. And no, man, I'm just going to skip ahead. Ralphie from Simply on Purpose, I met her 3 years ago when she had 120,000 Instagram followers. She did not have a blog at the time. I'm not sure she has one now. Instagram only. So she had 0 subscribers, no newsletter. So we were starting from scratch. She made a quick start guide called Staying Safe, Why We Yell, Why It Doesn't Work, and What to Do Instead. And then she promoted it, excuse me, as part of her Stay Safe No Yell Week. All right. So the gist of it was all week long, she kept talking about, hey, let's join the No Yell Challenge. We're not going to yell at our kids. So it's fresh ideas and parents loved it. Here's the landing page that we put together. This is what it looks like on mobile. This took, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. You can see we spared every expense on this one. Very, very basic. Here were the results. 20,000 new subscribers in 2 weeks. Now, let's get the caveats out of the way. She didn't have a newsletter. So if she'd put anything out, she was going to get some of her loyal fans that would say, yeah, I want that. But 20,000? It was by her creating something of value and promoting it as a thing. She was promoting it for 2-week time. And then what happened is people started sharing it. This is back when Swipe to Sign Up that's how they talked about it on Instagram. And so other people were doing shares of her. I love this guide, go get it. Now, these are the results of those emails. If you know anything about email marketing metrics, I think we can be happy with these. I'd take them. This is what the email looked like. Lesson number 2, why yelling doesn't work. Why doesn't yelling work? Well, it does. Here's 3 children motivated by fear, but there's long-term negative effects. Here's the long-term effects. And then it goes on like this, blah, blah, blah. At the end, for a video of the negative effects, click here. All right, so that video, a couple of points. How long do you think that she took to pick an image? She did not have to hire the photographer and do a magazine shoot. And guess where this takes you when you click it? It takes you right back to a saved Instagram story or highlight. Okay, so you get that? They're on Instagram. They sign up for her newsletter and she brings them right back to Instagram where they could have always got that content. And guess what? They love it. Ralphie loves it too. More from Ralphie later. Okay, is anybody getting any ideas here? Is anything starting to spark as far as a quick start guide idea? Or are you stuck on the ideas? Like, I don't know how this would work for me, because one of the next things I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and I challenge you to stump me. Okay. I challenge you to challenge me, to challenge you to challenge me. Okay. But let me continue on real quick. Let's say that you're a vegan food blogger, and my apologies to vegans and food bloggers, because I am neither. So this is completely made up. But let's say that you had all this vegan related content. Could you imagine taking that content and pulling it together into, I don't know, a quick start guide to delicious vegan meals, or cooking for a vegan easier than you think, or beginner's guide to transforming your diet? And then what might be in those? 26 reasons to go vegan, my 10 best all-time meat-free recipes, 50 tasty vegan lunches. These are just, you could pluck these pieces of content and put them together into this guide. And then you could send an email that looks something like this. This is not very pretty because I just did it in Google Docs. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day 1 of Eating Vegan, a beginner's guide. When I decided to live a true, well, let me break this down for you, actually. Let's look at this example, because there is a copywriting formula that I hope to help you with to make life simpler. There's a good chance you're spending too much time writing emails, and I want to help you with that, because there's way too much good stuff on the Disney Plus network that you need to watch. Okay, so here's what you could be doing instead of writing emails. First of all, when you're writing one of these emails, any email, state the problem. Tasty lunches for vegans can be hard. It requires forethought and planning, and what can you make that's fast and inexpensive? It's something you can take to work or school or whatever. It's okay to add personal experience, but keep it short. Keep it short. Why? People don't read emails. They skim. Look, I get it's your voice. You write how you write. Your audience may be different, but generally speaking, this is what I've found over the years. So get to the point. So when you're adding personal experience, this is not where we need to, list all our credentials for a brand new subscriber. We're going to briefly mention it. When I decided to live a true vegan lifestyle, I found that breakfast and dinner were easy for me, but that's when I was at home. Lunch, that was a different story. Let them know that you have a solution. I've made a comprehensive list of tasty and quick, easy to prepare lunches that I know you'll love. And then in this quick start guide, be smart about the linking. Link to those articles you want them to click. Success here is measured by them clicking to your resource and consuming it and being helped. So if we try to get them to sign up for the Instagram or subscribe to our YouTube channel, those are all great things, and those can come later. But in your quick start guide, limit your links to what you really want them to do. Be specific about it. Read 50 tasty vegan lunches now. Okay. And, in a quick start guide, it makes sense that you let them know it's a guide. You can tease your next email. See you tomorrow when I'll share with you recipes that are designed for weight loss. All right. One more thing that can help you with all emails for the rest of your life. This subject line, I wish I'd come up with this subject line formula. I learned this at a conference probably 15 years ago, and I wish I could give credit to the speaker. But he was up on stage and this hit me. He said, curiosity plus self-interest equals opens. Curiosity plus self-interest. Okay. It's a little bait, it's a little bait that we put out there. Right. I'm not saying bait and switch, because we're going to bait them with stuff that is actually helpful to them. So for example, if I said, how I lost 30 pounds in 2 days. Okay, that's obviously a ridiculous example, but you might open that email. The reason for that is that, well, number one, everybody could stand to lose a few, right? And number two, the curiosity factor is like, well, how? That's crazy. How? Now, you have to be able to deliver on that. If I put out some sort of crazy, well, just kidding, or here's my fancy pill, that's not helpful, and you will lose trust. But I use that extreme example to illustrate curiosity plus self-interest. Here's a real quick start guide example from Sally's Baking Addiction. Sally was one of my earliest clients, and she's still killing it with email. In fact, we just spoke last week, and she's crushing. Her list has grown and grown and grown, and she's got a full staff just on email alone. So she loves it. This was Sally's Secrets, Baking Made Easy. Hi, Matt. It's day 3 of Sally's Secrets, Baking Made Easy. Here's the problem with most chocolate chip recipes on the internet. They overspread. So she goes right to the problem. Want the perfect chocolate chip cookie? I do. I would love one right now. But I'm on a clean eating detox. This right here is a subheader. I love subheaders. Use them. People don't read, they skim. So this makes it readable. I love emojis. Whatever it takes to draw attention. Today, I'm sharing the most popular chocolate chip or most popular cookie recipe on my website. Seriously, over 700 reviews. That will pop you in the nose, won't it? When you see social proof like that, you're like, 700 reviews? Okay. I even published this recipe in my best-selling cookbook, Sally's Baking Addiction. Look how fast she did that humble brag. So simple. It's related to the cookie. It's social proof for the cookie. And it's establishing subject matter expert for a new visitor, for a new reader. And then she gives you 5 secrets, blah, 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 blah. She gives you the what, but not the how. And then when you click it, it takes you to the cookie. That makes sense? Even this is probably longer than it has to be, as far as these emails go. Oh, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I've gotten 15,000 new subscribers since implementing this system 3 months ago. After just 2 weeks, I now have an opt-in that converts at 5 times the previous rates. Last summer, I had 5,000 subscribers. This is a year later. I have 55,000. They're all using the Quick Start Guide. Okay, let's pause for a second. I'm doing way too much talking. Who's got a Quick Start Guide idea? Anybody come up with something? If nobody answers this, I'm going to assume that you're all completely lost or watching Days of Our Lives. Can I keep Emily? Yes, of course you can keep your ferment. If it's working, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. My question is, could you possibly improve it? Is it working great? Are you getting, okay, you're not using a pop-up. Well, there's that, certainly. And we'll talk about pop-ups in a couple of days, okay? I promise to go into that in depth because it's a hot topic. And there are ways that you can do pop-ups safely and not annoyingly, but we need to talk about it because I think there's a lot of misconceptions and rightful concerns about how to do it, okay? All right, so taking the ebook and breaking each page into a short, easier to digest, how to eat healthier in 5 steps. Nice. I don't, so Emily asked if she should consider switching to ConvertKit. Not necessarily. I mean, you can consider it. It just depends on what features you might have. I just saw Samira's how to lose your mind trying to go. That's hilarious. There might be some features for you that you want to consider, but we can talk about that. If you all have specific questions about platforms, I can help. All right, Gary, do you want to open up and see if we can improve it without even looking at your stats? You willing to unmute?
Why not?
Why not? Live a little, Gary says. What is your website, Gary?
Plant Care Today.
Plant Care?
Plant Care Today, yes.
Today. All right, why does somebody come to your website?
Basically, they want to learn about 3 things, either how to care for a plant, pests, or diseases.
Okay, so what's the underlying motivation for that? Why do they want to, why are they looking for those things?
They've either bought a plant like recently at, let's say a big box store, and they have no idea how to care for it, or they've got some kind of bugaboo on the plant, and they're going, how do I fix this? How do I take care of this? What am I going to do to fix it?
Okay, so we have established plant growers who have a particular problem, and we have beginning plant people, right?
Correct.
And your content serves
and
them.
Go ahead. Yes.
All right. Let's take, would you say, let me just ask, would you say that the beginning plant segment is a big one?
when you say beginning plant segment,
The big box
clarify
store
that.
person. Would you say that most of your traffic is somebody who has had plants for a long time and really wants to, you know, hone in on specializing? Or would you say that they are the beginner that bought the new plant?
I would say it would be beginner to just getting started. Just getting started. They have a few plants, or maybe they've moved into a new home or something like that.
Okay. Why are they buying a plant?
Just because they want to dress up the house and make it, they like nature or whatever it is.
Okay. So
it adds some color.
all right. Michelle says she's your audience. Michelle, down in the chat while we're talking, tell us why you bought plants. Knowing how to keep them alive. How to keep them alive. Okay, Gary, does that resonate?
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. I'm making stuff up.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm making stuff up here, but just to illustrate a point. 5 secrets to keeping your plants alive and helping them thrive. Look, there's a rhyme.
Yep.
Gary, what are, off top of your head, you don't even need to go, don't look it up. Give me one secret to keeping your plant alive that somebody like Michelle probably is missing.
Don't overwater it.
Don't overwater. Okay. Email number 1 is don't overwater. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day 1 of 5 secrets to keeping your plant alive and helping them thrive. Did you know that most people, they love their new plants, but they have no idea how much water a plant needs? Subheader. Secret number 1, don't overwater. Your plant needs this perfect amount of water. Click through here to get the, to know how much to water your plant.
Right.
That's email number 1. We could write that email. We just did. We could write that email in 90 seconds.
Right.
What is a second secret?
Don't fertilize it.
Okay, same deal. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day 2 of Insert Title here. So you read all about Instant Grow or Plant Grow or whatever the latest fertilizers out there that'll be miraculous plant food. Secret number 2, don't fertilize your plant. And in today's article, I'm going to share what you should do instead. Click it. Right? I know nothing about plants. I have a fake one over here somewhere. It is very fake, and it requires no watering. So would that, if we put that out there, would that cast a broad net, which would be interesting to many of the people that are landing on your website right now?
I would say so.
Okay. So that's just an example of, we know that there's another audience out there. We know that there's the experienced plant grower. I'm asking you to tackle one of them first. The most common.
Correct.
Bang out a quick start guide. It's probably better than never miss an update or sign up for my newsletter. You'll immediately start growing plants and your newsletter. And I think you'll be able to serve people. Any questions on that? Does that make sense?
No, makes sense to me.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody else want a free quick start guide idea? I'm giving them away for free today. Doug. All right. Bring in the thunder. Okay. Florida. Let's go. Cruiseradio.com. Okay. All right. I have no idea what cruise radio is. Can you unmute?
Yeah. Is it, can you hear me now?
Oh, there we are. Cruise line news. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What problem are you solving with your website?
So it is for like people who are interested in cruise industry news. I don't know, like new ships out there, reveals, new ports, refurbishments, things like that. And if you scroll down a little bit, it's more like heavily searched questions and answering those in depth about like, I don't know, everything from can a cruise ship tip over to what happens if you get left in port, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Are those like, give me an example. Is that like the most popular? What's some of your most heavily trafficked pages or articles?
Yeah, so like the questions on this section 2, like I think the recent one is like, can a cruise ship tip over or whatever.
And you're getting a lot of traffic to that.
Yeah, I'm getting actually all those are blowing up. The comparison articles like Princess versus Half Moon, 11 cruise cabin locations to avoid, ticket contract surprises, all that stuff is pretty big.
Okay, why are they searching for that?
I think because they're investing, thousands of dollars potentially in a cruise vacation, and they want to make sure they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me too. And like something like can it tip over or something like that is just, well, I've either considering booking a cruise or I've booked one, because now I'm kind of probably a first-time cruiser. Experienced cruisers realize that cruise ships aren't probably going to tip over.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, so if we said the audience was somebody who is interested in booking a cruise and wants to avoid mistakes, is that a hook right there? 5 mistakes to avoid when booking your next cruise? I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that, or I mean, I think money saving too. Everyone's wanting to, like, some of my biggest heaviest trafficked articles are like how to save money on the drink package, or I mean, how to sneak booze on board,
yeah,
things like that.
Okay.
There's like how to save money for anything, basically.
Okay, just for the sake of time, and you and I can spend more time on this, but this is the process that I would go through. Is I look at that. Is I look at the traffic. I identify who are my user segments based off of that traffic, and then what do I have that would solve that problem? Like you mentioned a universal, even an experienced cruiser wants to save money and assumes that there are tips and tricks out there for doing so, or wants to have a better experience at port, or just wants it to go smoother, or whatever it may be. So that's kind of like, I mean, it's very similar with my, what to expect on your first Disney cruise opt-in. In your case, 5 money-saving secrets the cruise industry doesn't want you to know about. Yeah, that feels a little BuzzFeedy, right? But so what? My guess is that we mess around with that headline. There's a good chance that we could get some takers compared to whatever you've got today. I haven't even seen whatever you've got today.
Just a pop up in a
yeah. So, and then in that case, you might do roundups instead of a single article. You might do, hi Matt, welcome to day 1 of insert title here. A lot of people get on cruise and they want to enjoy some booze. Booze is the most expensive, most profitable moneymaker for the cruise industry. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 articles, 5 strategies that will help you save money when you're, wanting to drink on a cruise ship. And then can I take booze aboard? Can I do, do they have all inclusive? Do they, whatever your articles are. And that's
cool.
roundup.
Day
2 is how to save money on excursions. I'm making crap up.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
very good.
Yeah, and you could bang that out in no time because you already have that content.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more, maybe. Anybody else stuck? I'm giving away these free ideas. I'm gonna start charging someday. Okay, everybody comfortable? Look, I want you to have success. I want you to start growing. This is easier than you think. Is anybody stuck because they have like too many segments? They're like, I don't know what to do. Footprint hero. All right, you got it. I have no idea what footprint hero is. Did you ever know you're my footprint hero? Ooh, solar power. Alex, can you unmute?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey. Okay,
Hey.
Same questions for you. Why is somebody coming to your website? What are they coming for?
So they are coming to solar power something. The main kind of audience segment, so to speak, are people who have some sort of vehicle. RVers is a big segment. They have a camper van, any form of camper, anything like that, or a boat. That's kind of one segment of the DIY solar space. And then there are people who want to solar power small buildings like a shed or a cabin or even their house. And then there's a smaller space of like people who want to solar power devices when they're doing like outdoor recreation, like camping or something like that. Okay. So yeah, my site is a lot about tutorials and tools. I know a little bit of coding, so I have a lot of tools like calculators on helping people basically design and build their solar systems. And the problem I'm running into is, as you were talking, I have an idea for a quick start guide on like how to design your first solar system. But the issue is that it's a very complex topic. And I think that topic in and of itself is like expansive enough for maybe a whole course. And so I was running into the issue of like, how do I kind of narrow it down?
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I was running into.
That makes sense. Now, I'm going to go kind of quickly, but with the individual segments, what I'm going to say applies to the segments. So most people are going to be thinking they're trying to do a one size fits all. You start there. You start, in absence of anything else, you start with something that you hope will cast a broad net. In the case of Doug, though, where we were just talking about the cruise, he's also got industry experts that are coming there that don't need those secrets. They're coming there for other news. That's a different segment, and he should create a quick start guide or a lead magnet to, if he wants to do this well, to talk to them. Because then what he can do is, once he gets segment, you get the RV people, you can get the house people, you can get the shed people, and you can deliver different content, and you can make more money by doing so. You'll be much more effective. With your, with them clicking on the engaging with your content, you can deliver courses and sponsorships if you have those segments figured out. So segmentation is something we'll talk more about. So let's just talk generally though here. If you have such a big topic, my guess is, if I said, Alex, you get a 7-minute TED Talk today.
Okay.
I want you to come up on stage right now, and I want you to talk to the person that is considering a solar system, has used a calculator. What are the next 5 things they need to know?
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then we lump those together. And then this is a perfect lead into your big time course, this free content, because you can't solve it all for them. You're going to give some high level concepts that's going to introduce it, because we are all so closely connected to our content that we forget that the first time cruiser doesn't know that they can take booze on the ship, or doesn't know that they can't. We forget that stuff, and you've forgotten already what it's like to be, I'm not saying you have, but the proverbial you has forgotten what it's like to be that person. So you start there. Could you do that? Could you do that TED Talk?
I would think about it, but it would probably be pretty easy. I'd have to probably spend like 10-15 minutes, and then I could come out with a little, like a 5-step sort of process, or like 5 things that beginners forget, or anything like that.
What is the number one thing?
I think just sizing the various components. Like, what size solar panel do I need? What size battery do I need? And then the other parts.
There's email number 1. Hi, Matt. Okay. Welcome to day 1 of So You're Thinking About Solar. This can be an overwhelming topic, but let's start with the number 1 thing. How big is the space you want to solarize? Well, use my calculator to figure it out. And then I've got these other resources that help you. If you're doing a shed, click this. If you're doing an RV, click this. That's your email.
Gotcha.
Stay tuned tomorrow when I'll tell you about how does solar actually work. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
thank you.
We're too close to it sometimes, but all that information is just right there, and it's just unlocking it for simplicity purposes. Gary says, I have seasonal content. Everybody does. You really do with plants. My suggestion, folks, is that you are not creating a quick start guide today that will be your forever thing. This is just your first one. My hope, Gary, is that when winter comes around, you release how to take care of your plants during the winter. When it's springtime, you release spring is almost here. It's almost plant season, and let's go, whatever that means. See, again, my fake plant is not inspiring me, right? So if you have a food site, the best time to share Thanksgiving recipes is, in fact, November. So you stop whatever else you're doing and switch. Emily, fermenting has seasons. Maybe you've been using a one-size-fits-all evergreen guide. You're coming into fall right now, which means new flavors, new produce, new holiday stuff is all right there. What does that mean for fermenting? That person is thinking differently about that than they are in June. and you probably have content to serve that. So consider for that time period, switch it out. All right. All right. Any other questions? I will stick around, and if you have been too shy and you didn't want to ask yet, I'll stick around as long as you want, and I'll help you. We're just running up against the top of the hour, so I'll formally finish this off, but I'll stick around. Let's go back to this. How do you set this all up? Well, first of all, go through the steps that I've come up with the concept first. And then if you're stuck, then try that ConvertKit stuff, all right? If you're stuck technically, because the email and autopilot course, remember, go back to the chat. The link is in there. Go get it. Somebody get it? Did somebody try that link? Tell me it worked. Anybody? Got it. Okay, thanks. Go grab that. Get your free course, and then it'll walk you through step by step if you want. All right. So that's my little rah-rah. Here's your homework assignment. I want you to make a quick start guide. I want you to select 3 to 5 articles. This doesn't have to be perfect. Don't overthink this. I want you to create a catchy title. I want you to drop the lessons into Google Docs, and then share it, make it viewable, and make it viewable on Google Docs so we can see it on Facebook. All right, and give comments on it. There is, when you sign up for the email and autopilot, if you do have ConvertKit, watch the lesson that says how to set up your quick start guide. That walks you through step by step. That's if you're doing the ConvertKit side. Jonathan, yes, these slides, it's going to be available in, not in slide format, but this recording will be in the Facebook channel later today. Again, here's the information for email and autopilot. All right. Any questions on that? Do it. I exhort you. You can do it. Hang up here. Stay motivated. Don't look at your Facebook or your Instagram, and bang out your quick start guide topics. Emily, yes, it works on email and autopilot works. It just doesn't have the step-by-steps for MailerLite. Okay, it's half strategy and half how to do it in ConvertKit. In your case, you still might want to look at, because MailerLite has some similarities to ConvertKit. You may still want to look at the ConvertKit tutorial and kind of breeze through it, because it might spark, oh, these are the terms that they use in MailerLite, if you want to look at it that way. I have a lot of people that are not on ConvertKit that get a ton of value out of the email and autopilot. It's a great question. All right, any questions? Look, I will see you tomorrow, same time. Be back here. More points are being handed out. I'm pretty sure Michelle's in the lead, so you're gonna want to up your game, see if you can beat her. If you still have a question, stick around. I'll answer it. I'll be here as long as you want. But if you got to get, we will see you tomorrow. Good luck. Go write some emails. All right. Any questions? Go ahead and unmute if you have one.
I got one for you.
I'm ready.
When I go to email on autopilot, it asks me to enroll now. So I'm not quite sure where else we're supposed to go.
Enroll now.
Yeah. It forwards to Email Crush autopilot.
Oh, so come down here and go ahead and enter the enroll in the course, and then you're going to use that coupon code. Where's the coupon code? It's in here somewhere. I haven't done this in a long time.
Now you know why I'm stuck.
Oh, it's because I'm logged in, probably. Let's see. Right sidebar, okay. Oh, right here. Sorry. Thank you. Right there. See, I missed it too, Gary. Just enter the code here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'm glad you asked.
I tried to stump you or whatever it is.
You tried. Well, you would have if Alex wasn't here.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else is on. One of the things that I've been using Aweber for over 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, and I'm grandfathered in for $20 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, even thinking about switching on to some of these things. I have about 20,000 on my list. Yep. But thinking about switching is sort of like, oh man, do I want to take my cost to several $100s or plus or more? So that some of what we're going through is just put that out there as something to understand. But
That makes perfect sense, Gary. I would be really thinking about that too. So the way that I'll talk to you about it for the next few days is it's a transition I hope we can make happen from a cost center to a profit center.
Oh yeah, right.
If we convert it to a profit center and we see other revenue streams, then the difference between $20 and $280 a month is hopefully insignificant if we have figured out how to turn it into other revenue streams. So you should be able to do what I'm talking about here with Aweber to get started. And then if at some point you're like, oh, I kind of catching this vision now, and I love some of these other features that some of these other platforms have, then maybe do that. So I would not have you switch just for the sake of switching, for sure.
Right. Yeah. My main focus is I just continue to try to drive people back to the website because most of my income is all through display ads. So it's about pushing them back to the site. Although courses and like that are definitely possibilities. So
yeah. And the other thing that I think might be interesting for you in the future, I don't know where this is going to go, but you have such a narrow niche. If you built a really big list, there might be sponsorships in the newsletter as well. I'm going to talk more about this, but there are companies, ConvertKit is one of them, and there are several others that are building out a sponsorship network where the idea is that brands, they'll connect you to a brand, so you don't have to go do that hard work of find a brand that's interested, negotiate with them. They do all that, and they take a cut of it, and then that's why I say newsletters are kind of becoming the new blogs that way. Is that it's a new frontier a little bit as far as sponsorship money's coming.
Right. Okay, good.
Cool.
One last thing I'll tell you. Years ago, I learned that to remember that this is your email list, not the subscribers' email list, and if they don't like it, they are welcome to leave.
That's right. That's exactly right. And if you're done, I think the job that we have as creators is that we know some stuff and we're sharing that stuff. If we're solving that problem and it's not right for other people, like we're not going to no hard feelings. But this is, that's exactly right. I think if you deliver great content for your target, you'll never have any issue. I'm glad you said that. That's really valuable.
Right. Well, we send a daily email. We keep it real short.
Yep.
If you want to read, go. If you don't, okay. All
exactly.
Right. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Gary. Anybody else have any questions? All right, now it's just awkward. So let's hang up. Go out there. If you do anything besides email today, you're doing it wrong. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Take care.